Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by. Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Once you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload, which is every single Monday like clockwork, okay? Don't ever forget it. And we never miss an upload on this channel. Ever. Alright, today I'm not going to show you how I got this look. You'd have to wait next week for that. I'm actually going to go ahead and give you my full brow tutorial where I only do my brows. Because I know a lot of you have been asking, and I do get a lot of comments on my brows on Instagram, so I'm just going to show you that today. So if you want to see how I do these bad boys, the eyebreezies, keep on watching. Alright guys, we're already zoomed in. I have absolutely nothing on. This is my bare face, my real skin. We're gonna go right into this look at that. We're gonna go right into this eyebrow tutorial. Now they are cleaned up a little bit with tweezers. Haven't really done my eyebrows in a long time, but here's where we are. So first things first, my face is already moisturized. You guys know that I have oily skin, so I'm probably a little shiny right now. But what I do first is I actually set my eyebrows with my primer. This is my Becca Eva Matte Poreless Primer. And I literally set my face and my eyebrows with this. No, Alyssa Ashley uses glue, but it's basically like the same thing. This is not a game. I need a little bit, and this is gonna be for wherever I'm oiling. So I literally just tap some on my eyebrows, my forehead, and my nose. Just my T-zone, wherever I get oily, and sometimes in the corners of my mouth. So anytime you ever see like my face looks hella dry, it's because of this primer, but trust me, it's worth it. It works because my face does not get as oily and these brows don't move. Literally because I set my brows first when I do my eyebrows with the dip brow or a pomade. I actually don't really have to set it again, but sometimes I like to do that. So I'm just gonna wait for that to dry a little bit. While that's drying, I just use, you can use any dip brow or pomade that you like. I use my Anastasia Dipbrow in dark brown. Now I can use ebony. I would just need to go very, very lightly. So I do use their, I think this is either a number 12 or number 14 brush. I can't remember it. I've had this forever. So it's already rubbed off and I know I had 12 and 14. I think the difference is just the size, to be honest. And so I think this one's just a little bit smaller than the other. And it's really good. It does have a spoolie on the end, which is needed. If my hands aren't so greasy. So now you guys can see I use this a lot. This is my go-to. I do have another pomade that was sent to me that I'm gonna try out. I think it's like just like a indie brand, black-owned brand. Look at that. What is that? Black-owned brand. So I'm definitely gonna go ahead and try that out. I'm just gonna take the spoolie right now and actually just brush my eyebrows up. I don't do this before I set it. I don't want to stay that way. But it's good after. I'm just gonna take a little bit. Now, a pomade is very, how do I put it? It's pigmented. So you really wanna go in with a little bit of product and you can always build it up later just so you get the exact shape, look that you want, but just be careful. So what I do, I always take some at just a little bit. Whatever I take on the brush, I just rub it on the side and I make sure I coat both ends of the brush. Me, personally, you can start anywhere. I personally like to start at the tail and the arch, just so I can get the shape that I want first off. I just go underneath with whatever's on my brush and then I just like flick it up just to fill in the brows. And don't worry if you don't have the shape that you want right now. You can always clean it up with concealer, but that's about fine for me. Right there, I just start at the top. So it's very, very easy to make a mistake with the pomade. That's why I say go in with a very, very light amount, slight hand, and just take your time. Eyebrows literally take me the longest when I'm doing my makeup, if I'm not doing some extravagant eyeshadow look, but we're doing brows today. See, at the beginning of my brow, I like to go very, very lightly just to get a gradient, but you can always use that spoolie to buff it out if you feel like it's too dark for you or you just want it to be a little bit lighter. And honestly, if you do too much in the front, you can buff that shit out too. So as you can see, I haven't gone back into my pomade one time. A little bit goes a long way, which is probably why this has lasted so long. I feel like I buy this once every 6 months, and that is dragging it. Again, you don't have to use the same products. If you do use an eyebrow pencil, I have one here. This is the brow powder by ARiiE Cosmetics. It's the same thing, same concept. So it does have the color here. This one is in, I think, Universal Taupe, which does work good for out of shades. I would literally do the same exact process. I just like the dip brow better because I feel like it lasts a lot longer and gives me the look that I want. If you want a lighter look, definitely you can always go in with a brow pencil. I personally love Anastasia Brow Wiz, not the brow definer. I feel like that's too thick and I could just use, you know, my pomade if I wanted all that. So the Anastasia Dipbrow is $19. You can definitely get one that's a lot cheaper. I know Milani has one and it's really good. But this is just, I don't know, this has been the first one I used and it's my favorite. So I think that's about it for this eyebrow. Pretty much done with it. The hardest part is, you know, always getting them to match. So just like I said, I'm just gonna buff out. My brow. Now, this is really weird. My eyebrows are almost black. That's why I use the dark brown, and that's why I could use the ebony, even though my natural hair color is brown. Weird as shit, I know. I don't know. But I'm just going to take a little more just to clean up that tail. But of course, I'm going to go in and use my concealer to clean it up. For real. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done with this eyebrow. I'm going to leave it alone. Am I happy with it? No. I'm never happy with my eyebrows when I first do them. I always have to wait until I clean them up. Because that's when you really see if your brows are sisters, cousins, strangers. That's when you find out the real tea. I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Now, for some weird reason, when I do my left eyebrow, I actually like to start at the top and shape downward. I do have a scar through my eyebrow, so it does cut it off from the other one. So that's probably why I like to go up top first, just so I can actually get the shape that I want. This is actually the eyebrow that gives me the best shape because the tails are cut off, which is why some girls on Instagram look crazy with only like half eyebrows. But them shits be popping. You already see they're not even like meeting at the bottom, but that's fine. As long as they are even up top, you can always go in with concealer and just clean up the bottom. It's not going to be an issue. Don't panic. Have I ever let you guys down? Probably did, but don't say that and don't comment down below. So pretty much here, once they are even up top, I don't really care. Don't worry about how close they are. If it's looking like one eyebrow, just calm down, Frida Kahlo. We're going to clean it up. Just gonna take a little more. This dip brow. It is hot right here. Under these lights, my fucking knees are sweating. What the fuck? Okay. Whew. This too much. Don't they look angry? Like. Okay. I think I'm okay. I just want to decide how thick I actually want my eyebrows to be today. I think I'm just gonna fill in a little bit more up here. Which honestly, I'm probably just gonna wipe away with foundation when I clean it. Right, so I'm just gonna buff it out a little bit, just so you don't want it. That's if you don't want it so harsh. If you like a harsh brow, then you can go ahead, whatever floats your boat. I'm just gonna buff it out, mostly in the front, just to create that gradient. You can always do it like that also. You see, I don't like that. This is why I have a pencil on standby. Sometimes I don't reuse it, just to clean up and just get the precise shape that I want. If I ever mess up with the dip brow. That's why I do use the smaller brush. I feel like you can get a more precise application. You guys are actually going to see that when I show you guys how I actually do the concealer. So immediately after I finish using a dip brow or a pomade, I clean off that brush immediately. So this is what it looks like. It's old, so it's not really in shape, but it still works, and don't come for it. So this is what it looks like. I always clean off immediately just because that pomade is thick and I really don't want it to dry and fuck up my brush, to be honest. So as soon as I'm done, I do recommend everyone just, you know, clean off that brush. And it lasts a long time. Like, I've had this brush for years. Now the next thing I'm going to do is clean up the bottom with my concealer. I don't use concealer on top. I feel like I I just don't like that look. I don't like it to be too bright or my eyebrows to be too highlighted. I much prefer to use my foundation just so it blends seamlessly and you don't have to do all that extra work. With my Tarth Shape Tape in Tan Sand, like I always do. I know a lot of people like to highlight their eyebrows or clean up their eyebrows with a concealer 2 or 3 shades lighter than their skin. Honestly, the Shape Tape is not that much brighter. It's not. It's probably like 1 shade lighter than my skin, if that. But this is what I like to use. I'm not gonna put on the back of my hand because I don't feel like making a mess. I'm gonna go into this concealer in a second. I just want to show you the brush that I like to use personally when I clean up my eyebrows. More often than not, when someone does your eyebrows, they're actually going to use a concealer brush. So this is the concealer brush, or the size of concealer brush that most people use. I actually use this on other people's eyebrows, but for me personally, I want to be really, really precise. So this is the size of a standard concealer brush most times. I actually use this tiny one. Literally, I use this tiny concealer brush that I got from Morphe. I don't know how many years ago. I don't even know what number it is. It's really small. But I feel like it was like a couple dollars because, you know, Morphe brushes are cheap, but they're really good quality. So this is the brush I actually like to use, but you can go ahead and use this as well. A lot of people do use this size concealer brush. It's just not what I like to do. Take a little bit of concealer right on this brush, and I'm going to start at the tail because I really want to make sure I have the arch that I like. Some people, when they do the dip brow, they like to lift their eyebrows up just so they can get a higher arch. That's all preference. That's all up to you. I have a natural arch eyebrow, so it's not that hard. Okay, once I like put the Shape Tape down, because it does dry pretty fast in my opinion, and it is matte, so you don't want it to be stuck there, or when you go to blend it out, it's not really moving. I go in with just this is like another, like a fluffy concealer brush, or people use this a lot just to put down cream products. I definitely do. You can use any brush. Another brush you could use is like an angled flat brush, like this, just to clean it up and really pack that on. I just prefer this brush to blend in. It's just a no-name brush. I think I got it in the set with like unicorn brushes, and I've been using it forever. So I just go in and blend that out before it dries too much. Already it's looking pretty clean down here, but we're gonna want to get these brows to match. So I think I'm okay with this one for now. Just gonna grab some more concealer. Ouch. And, you know, try to clean up the other side. And if you feel like, and you can see like the tail's a little long on this side, but you can always clean that shit up. So I'm just gonna go ahead, start at the tail again. Try not to poke my eye out. Now again, if your eyebrows are not naturally arched, you can make an arch. You can ask my cousin too. You can make an arch, you can make a crease. There are no rules. You do what you want. Okay, I think that's it for the concealer. Whatever's usually left on my brush, I just go ahead and just lay down on my eyelids, because more often than not, I'm probably just going to throw on some either foundation or concealer on the lids anyway. And go with my business. So I'm just going to blend that out. That's pretty much it. They're not perfect. They're alright. Next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of my foundation. This is my Juvia's Place. This is the Velvety Matte Foundation, which is almost done, but I'm using it up, all of it. This is in Havana 420. So this shade is a little bit darker than me, just a little bit. Well, I feel like it's more like warm. It's a very warm foundation, but I just need a little bit. Here it is. So it's a little bit more warm, but that's okay. I like to go in with a small angled brush, just to, again, just for precision, just to clean up the top of my eyebrows. You can always just go back in with your concealer brush if that's what you're comfortable with. A lot of people do this. It's not an issue. Or a larger flat brush like so. So this is also from a Morphe set, and it comes with a spoolie. I'm just going to go ahead and use this tiny one like I always do. That I don't even, look at this brush. I don't know what set this is from, but I've had it forever. And pretty much the same thing with the foundation. Because it is a matte foundation and it dries down pretty fast, I just go ahead with my foundation brush, which is just a domed kabuki brush. I like a really dense brush just to do my foundation. If you use a makeup sponge, you can use that as well. Just remember, with the sponge, you're gonna get sheer coverage. If you want full coverage, you're gonna go ahead with the brush. And it kind of just blends in pretty seamlessly. I'm just gonna go in and make sure they are even. So that's pretty much it for my eyebrows. As you can see, I don't use a lot of product. If you were just about finished, you can just go ahead and use your foundation brush. Don't add any product to it. And that's why I actually like to just clean up the middle. And I do so at an, like, kind of at an angle, just so it has that gradient. I like when they look a little angled in the front, not too like harsh and square. Do that. Also, if you're putting on any like concealer and you highlight the bridge of your nose, always bring that up to clean it up also. So this is it really for my eyebrows. If I were just gonna go out like this and I just wanted my eyebrows done, whatever's left on my brush for my foundation or whatever I had left on the back of my hand, I would just use that to like just go over the concealer just so it's not too bright and blend it in. But I am gonna go ahead, throw in a face real quick, and see, look, kind of messed up in the front, and that's cool. I usually just go in. But any mistakes, even after I'm done, that's why a brow pencil is really good to have on hand. Just so I don't have to keep dipping into my dip brow, because you guys know I like to clean my brush right after I'm done. Go ahead, take any brow pencil that you want, any pencil really. If you like to improvise and you like to use something else, you can just go ahead. That's pretty much it for my brow. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw in a face real quick and be right back. All right, as you can see, just finished up my face, took down my hair. So this is how we look after foundation, after everything. The brows still look good. I sometimes don't set my brows just because I don't go anywhere, but if you do want to set your brows, I do let and look at it, a mess. This is my Anastasia tinted brow gel in espresso. I love this. This goes, it's a little lighter than a dark brown, but it just makes it look more natural and keeps your brows in place. Or I like the brow tint in medium from Ulta Beauty. The best thing about this one is that it does have that small applicator, so you can really get in and comb out those brows and keep them in place, and I really love that. I actually got this from my aunt a while ago, not in the care package. If you haven't seen that video with my Ulta care package, make sure you go ahead, check it out. I'll leave a card up here and drop it down in the description box if I remember. I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes I don't remember. But these two are really good. This one is just like a mascara applicator, so that's what it looks like. Also really good. These two just keep your brows in place. And guys, that's it for today's video. Make sure you go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Once you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload, which is every single Monday like clockwork. Hope you guys are saying it with me by now. Also, go ahead, follow me on Instagram. Check out my stories. I know I haven't been as active on Instagram due to the current situation in this world, in America, within the Black community. Just taking a break, but I'm definitely going to go ahead, drop something in my stories soon, because I think we all can use a little pick-me-up and a little distraction from what's going on in today's world. So make sure you check that out. Still on the road to 2,000 subscribers. We're slowly getting there, but you know, keep those views running. Share, tell everybody, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend. Thanks so much for all your support, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.